The Cincinnati Bengals may have done plenty of work this offseason, but one big question still refuses to go away. Is the front office truly finished building this roster, or is there still one more move waiting to happen before training camp officially gets underway? Before we dive into today's update, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We're bringing you Bengals news, roster updates, and everything happening around the team all year long, and you won't want to miss what's coming as training camp gets closer. Now, let's get to what really matters. Training camp is now just over a month away, and the Bengals enter this stretch with plenty of optimism surrounding their roster. They've added multiple new pieces throughout the offseason, creating what many believe is one of the deepest teams they've had in years. But despite all the additions, one conversation continues to grow louder. Should Cincinnati make one more move before camp opens? Quarterback Joe Burrow has made it very clear how he feels about the current roster. On multiple occasions this offseason, including late May and again recently, Burrow expressed complete confidence in the group currently assembled. His message has remained remarkably consistent. In his eyes, the Bengals already have everything they need. More importantly, Burrow pointed to something that he believes separates this year's team from previous seasons. Instead of entering camp wondering who will fill the final roster spots because of a lack of depth, the competition now exists between players capable of contributing immediately. According to Burrow, this is the first time he has looked around the locker room and genuinely felt there are simply too many good players competing for limited positions. That kind of depth creates a completely different atmosphere. Instead of worrying about finding enough contributors, coaches now have the difficult challenge of deciding which quality players may not even make the final roster. Burrow believes that internal competition will ultimately help build stronger chemistry, greater accountability, and a better football team once the regular season begins. It's exactly the type of environment every organization hopes to create. Still, while Burrow's confidence is certainly encouraging, that doesn't automatically mean the roster should be considered untouchable. There's an important difference between having enough talent and refusing to improve. No one expects the franchise quarterback to publicly campaign for additional free agents or suggest that certain positions still need help. That's simply not how leaders inside NFL locker rooms operate. Publicly stating that the team needs another linebacker, another receiver, or another veteran defender would send the wrong message to the players already competing for jobs. So Burrow saying the Bengals have everything they need should not necessarily be interpreted as the front office closing the door on future additions. Instead, the bigger question becomes this: if another opportunity presents itself, why wouldn't Cincinnati consider it? Championship-caliber organizations rarely stop looking for ways to improve. Even after successful off-seasons, smart teams continue evaluating available talent, monitoring veteran free agents, and preparing for unexpected injuries or roster changes that inevitably happen throughout the summer. That's why the possibility of one final addition remains such an interesting discussion. The linebacker position continues to stand out as one area worth monitoring. Several veteran names remain available, and adding an experienced player could provide valuable insurance while maintaining healthy competition throughout camp. The idea isn't necessarily replacing the young linebackers expected to play significant roles this season. Instead, it's about raising the overall floor of the defense. If injuries occur, if younger players need more development, or if unexpected struggles emerge during camp, having another proven veteran already inside the building could prevent the Bengals from scrambling once the regular season gets closer. That's a luxury every contender hopes to have. Another interesting point raised throughout this discussion is that not every successful roster move has to fill an obvious hole. Sometimes the best additions simply strengthen an already solid position group. Last offseason provided an example of that approach when Cincinnati added another player who wasn't necessarily viewed as solving the team's biggest weakness, but still filled an important role after circumstances changed. That's the mindset some believe the Bengals should continue embracing. Always remain open to making the roster stronger. Think about it this way. Every off-season move isn't guaranteed to become a home run. Some signings work beautifully. Others never fully meet expectations. But having more quality options available almost always leaves a team in a stronger position than having fewer. That's especially true once injuries begin affecting rosters across the league. Rather than waiting for preseason injuries to force emergency decisions or hoping another team's final roster cuts produce the perfect replacement, adding experienced talent before those situations develop can provide stability and flexibility. It's a proactive approach instead of a reactive one. Another factor supporting this philosophy is the amount of competition already present throughout Cincinnati's roster. Several position groups appear much deeper than they have in recent seasons. That means any veteran addition would have to earn playing time instead of simply walking into a starting role. Competition raises standards. Every practice becomes more meaningful. Every roster battle becomes more difficult. And ultimately, the overall quality of the football team improves. That's exactly what Burrow was describing when discussing the increased competition throughout the roster. Having talented players fighting for limited spots forces everyone to elevate their performance. The coaching staff benefits, the starters benefit, the backups improve, and the organization enters the season with greater confidence in its depth. Even with all that optimism, the argument remains simple. If another talented player becomes available and can improve the football team, why stop now? Adding one more experienced defender, adding another versatile contributor, adding another veteran presence. None of those moves would contradict Burrow's confidence. Instead, they would reinforce the organization's commitment to doing everything possible to maximize this roster before Week 1 arrives. The idea isn't that Cincinnati has failed to build a competitive team. Far from it. By every indication, the Bengals feel significantly better about the depth they've assembled than they have in previous years. But successful teams rarely become satisfied. They continue searching for opportunities. They continue evaluating talent. They continue asking whether one more move could make the difference once the games truly matter. As training camp approaches, that may become one of the biggest storylines worth watching. Will the Bengals stand pat, trusting the group already assembled? Or will the front office make one final addition that further strengthens an already impressive roster? For now, nothing suggests an immediate move is coming. But the possibility certainly remains alive. And if the right opportunity appears, don't be surprised if Cincinnati decides that one more addition is worth making before the season officially begins. Now it's your turn. Do you agree with Joe Burrow that the Bengals already have everything they need? Or do you believe the front office should continue searching for one more veteran who could strengthen the roster before training camp begins? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear where you stand on this debate. Go Bengals!